We're clicking go live, people. And that typically means we're live.
All marital problems stem from two things. And that's...
What about sex? How often is sex the issue?
Okay, got a few hours spare.
Oh my god.
So we're just... There's a night raid?
Specializing in billionaires, athletes, and
okay, where's the
celebrities
complicity?
for
What do I
over
actually
2
need to do,
decades.
first and
Giving
foremost?
him a unique insight into how relationships fail. and
What
succeed.
quests do I
About a
have?
56% chance that you marry.
Traders, quests,
Yes.
And be careful whenever you head into
remarry within
Stella
5 years.
cold storage.
know what to expect
People
from your
have no
rivals
idea
every now
what
and
they're
then,
getting
but they usually
themselves
parched
into.
and
And a great
fall.
example of that would
None
be...
of
Find
them
signs of
are
who
much
down.
for
Okay, I need to do this one.
And the most shocking prenup I've ever seen said that for every 10
Right,
pounds
so we're
the
going
wife
to the
gained,
Blue
she
Gates.
would lose $10,000 a month in alimony.
10 pounds of weight.
And
Blue
that was
Gates,
enforceable.
confirm.
Money issues lead to divorce.
Oh, it's controversial.
What's the quickest someone's gone from marriage to divorce in
48 hours.
Who cheats more?
Right, so we're not
You'll be
taking... I know it's
shocked to hear
super
it's-
risky not to take, but I'm not taking that. We're gonna do a free loadout.
Jesus Christ. So here's the question then. Should we?
Oh, is it
And
worth
do
it
you
though?
think love is a
Screw
terrible
it.
idea?
I think it's insane to love anything because someday that'll be gone. And this thing's gonna break my heart no matter what I lose.
He's really pushing those tears on that one, huh?
But that's not a reason not to love. And I think there's something really important there.
Congratulations, Diary of a CEO gang. We've made some progress. 63% of you that listen to this podcast regularly don't subscribe, which is down from 69%. Our goal is 50%. So if you've ever liked any of the videos we've posted, if you like this channel, can you do me a
Is
quick favor and
James
hit the subscribe
Saxton,
button?
is he one of
It
those
helps us do more
guys
than you
who
know, and the
kind of
bigger the
like
channel
just
gets, as you
randomly
see,
kind of
the bigger
exploded?
the guests get. Thank you and enjoy this.
I think it was during COVID. I forget what it was. It was like a kind of like a underworld
I've never spoken to
interview.
somebody that does what you do.
And he just kind of blew up everywhere. Well, straight away.
I'm a divorce lawyer who represents people in contested
Right.
divorce and custody proceedings in court. So it's the fact that you've never spoken to someone who does what I do is a good thing. It means that either you've not married or it means that you've successfully married to the point where you would never end up in my office. By the time
So we need to go
someone
to
sets foot in
River
my
City.
office,
No,
something's gone
no,
terribly
Blue
wrong in their
Gates.
life, because no one
The
ever
clearing,
meant to
which
meet.
I believe
No
is
one ever
here.
meant to be in my office ever.
What is the probability?
Find signs of who
that
brought down the
you
arc
actually- and not
machines.
in this context.
Well, if you marry, there's about a 56% chance that your marriage will end in
Let's have a look
divorce.
on this one here.
Now, that doesn't take into consideration how many people may consult with a divorce lawyer because they're having difficulty in their marriage, but they choose subsequent to meeting me not to divorce for some particular reason. Whether
Right.
that's they don't want to
Blue
part with half
Gates.
of their funds, or they've just decided it's easier
hide
to stay
all.
miserable and with a person,
Mission
or they're staying
objectives.
together for the kids, but they want to know what their
Without a
rights
trace.
were.
Okay,
So
here we go.
if you marry, the chances of meeting someone like me are
It's
more
there.
likely than not. If we
It's
look at
right.
it that way, because it's more than 50%.
Frigging-
So it's a high
What?
number, you know.
But if we define failure as all of the other things you've described, then we kind of stay together, but we're miserable, or we stay together for some other reason.
Oh, you really?
Percentage of marriages on that basis. do
You
think
can't get a break in this game without something wanting to kill you.
If we consider failure staying together miserable for the children or staying together for financial, economic reasons, and then we add that to the 56% that end in divorce, then I mean, we can track that, but I think it's generous to think it's another 20% probably. But I mean, think about what that adds up to. That means that you've got something that fails 70.
I mean, can't a man just check a map for 10 seconds without something trying to shoot at him? Am I asking too much for there? Really? Right. So we need to get to...
So I don't say that to sound like
Here.
a Grim Reaper when it comes to marriage. I actually really think marriage is a lovely thing, and I get misty-eyed at weddings like anybody.
Right, we're going there. We're heading
Not
there. We're
just
heading
for,
here.
You know, future business purposes. I think the statistic that's even more interesting to me than how many marriages end in divorce or how many people stay together miserable is that 86% of people who divorce
Right.
remarry within 5 years. So think about that. Now you've
I mean,
you've
is
done
it-
this thing. It's
I think sometimes what happens is that people, people go through a difficult thing.
5 years, 86% of people remarry.
I don't think it's that at all. I think what happens is that people go through a marriage, they really want it to work. Things go wrong. I think they then learn from those mistakes, and when they try to think to themselves, okay, I work better with this type of person, this is that type of person, and when they think they found that person, they then want to get remarried. I think that's what it is. I think people sort of view it as, here's the mistakes that were made. If assuming they've been healthy and they've tried to help themselves, I think that's kind of what happens, if I'm honest. That's my sort of 2 cents on it anyway.
I mean, so that tells you how important this is to us as humans. How drawn to this idea, this technology of marriage we are.
There it is. Okay, so
to me is fascinating.
Screw that. I don't mind that.
I've often said, like, I'm not sure what marriage.
It's so easy to get caught out here. It's annoying as F. That is an interesting question.
The fact that it takes this long to think. If I said to you, what purpose does this technology, this mug, what does it serve? Well, that's easy, right? It's hard to drink out of your hands, and someone would have to keep coming up and pouring things in our hands. Okay, well, that's pretty straightforward. What problem does this solve? Well, that's easy, right? We want to get, the ring stains around. We get yelled at by our significant other for not using a coaster.
Right.
So these are easy things. But marriage, something so ubiquitous that it's assumed. If you're dating someone for a few years and you say, guess what? We're getting married. Everyone goes, of course, phenomenal, congratulations, that's great, of course you're gonna do that. You make an honest woman of her, of course. Whereas if you say, we've been together for 3-4 years, we decided we're not gonna get married, people go, oof, what's wrong with this guy? He's got intimacy issues, he's not getting married, what's the problem?
Is it this rock here?
Whereas, rationally, the response should be...
It must be around here
Yeah,
somewhere.
we're getting married. What? Are you kidding me? Why are you doing that? It's like someone saying, I'm going to go skydiving. It's like, wait, are you crazy? That's a dangerous thing to do. And it's not... I mean, listen, skydiving...
where are you? Where is it? Where is it? Where is it? Where is it? Where is it?
People die who are skydiving. So the truth
It's
is...
okay, I'm not going to shoot.
It makes very little sense to me that marriage is assumed to be a thing you will
Hey,
do,
what quest are you doing?
when in fact we as a species are so unbelievably
I'm
bad.
trying to find... What is it now?
86%,
Find signs of who brought dark the arc machines. I'm trying to find that. Apparently it's around here somewhere.
Mistakes? Are they better
This
at
time
marriage?
it's different. This time it's different.
Not sure if you can hear me.
This time I'm really in love. That other time when I thought I was in love, that wasn't it. This time it's
There's
different.
like a satellite
it really
dish
it's a blind
with like
spot.
some sign, and
and again, where does it come from?
It's like
You'd
glowing
have to
or
ask
whatever.
people
It's on
smarter
one of the
than me.
legs.
It could be neuroscience.
Okay, cool, thanks. I've I've got a map, but it's around here somewhere, so I guess I'll just keep looking. But if you see it, shout out, okay?
I have no idea. It could
It's
be a
right here,
delusion
right
brought
here.
on by
Oh, cool. Right. Oh, amazing. Oh,
whatever it is.
it was literally there the whole
we
time.
go, oh yeah, but this one's different. This one, I did
Watch out for the
prenup
snitch.
Last week for a guy who went through one of the ugliest divorces I've ever seen, and that's not hyperbole. Like I've been doing this for 25 years, just to say. So for me to say the ugliest divorce I've ever seen that's amazing. That's a really big. That's like a Michelin chef saying this was the best meal I've ever had. So this guy had a horrific
Cool, thanks for helping on that one.
that lasted 4 or 5 years. He's
You're
remarrying
welcome.
a woman 30 years younger than him who he met
Hey,
4 months ago. And when I said to him, as artfully and tactfully as I could, you've only known this
next
person
one,
for a
inspect the
time.
abandoned wreckage.
Have you thought about maybe just, being a little cautious in terms of you've seen how difficult a divorce can be? Do you think maybe it might be? He
All right, let
told
me check my map.
I've never felt anything like this. I've never been this in love. I've never been so connected with someone. We just get each other. And, it would be very indelicate and rude for me to say, like, snap out of it, man. You got to get your, like, really, bring your logical brain to this equation. Do not bring the part of you that's just filled with romance and has Christmas in your eyes. Like, really, you got to look at this honestly.
Okay, I see where it is. It's down this way, about 200 meters.
Do you see a lot
200,
of
yeah,
gold
200
in
meters.
Sort of patterns. I.e., you see someone that's incredibly wealthy, you see someone that's, 40 years younger than them.
Yeah, I see a lot.
We're doing this alone, people. We're doing it alone.
I'm hesitant to say gold diggers because I think that has a pejorative like built into it that somehow. I think that people bring different things to the table in relationships. I think love is an economy. And I'm not saying that in a way that
Where is it?
devalues
Where is
love.
it? There it
I
is.
think that love is a verb. I think that love is an emotion. And I think that love is an economy. You know, there is a giving and taking of value. And that can be incredibly symbiotic. You know, that can be incredibly healthy and wonderful. That you know, I am way too serious, and the person who I'm with is going to bring lightness and levity to the relationship, and I'm going to help them be a little more serious, and they're going to help me lighten up, you know. And I'm hard charging and hard working, and everything's like.
I was saying, inspect the communications tower.
And my partner's going to like help me calm down and help me, you know, not be so hard charging and be a little softer, be a little kinder, and rest my head and give me a sort of warm place to do that. Like, that's beautiful. We're each bringing something different. So if I'm a powerful, hardworking, financially successful, financially secure
Okay, I've got to get up
man,
here, I guess.
and I meet a young,
communications
beautiful woman
device.
who has energy and excitement and who has tremendous gifts, but doesn't have the resources to be able to do much with that, you know? Like, she's a talented artist.
over there,
you know,
right,
she's
okay.
busy working, you know, a thankless, awful
It's
job.
in the
you know,
circle,
like slinging
so
cappuccinos,
we're
you
in the
know?
right spot.
And she's not able to, in this prime
It's
of her
definitely
life,
here.
focus on this thing she's so talented
So I guess
at.
the question then
And
becomes,
I
how do I
can
get
say
up
to her,
there?
Hey, listen, why don't you focus on that? And I have resources in abundance of
Okay.
them, and I'm happy to share them with you and feel like I'm part of your success.
Keep walking
And
away,
you, in
keep walking
turn,
away.
are part of my success because you give me this wonderful respite from the chaos of my work. And like, I don't think that that's a dishonest economy. I don't think that, so like to say a gold digger sort of implies like, oh, she's in it for the money. And it's like, okay, well, I'm in it for the beauty. You know, so does that mean I'm a horrible, shallow person, or is beauty?
Don't come near me, bro. Don't you dare come near me.
You want to be around. And if we're honest about the interaction, how is that predatory? How is that unfair to either of us? You know, if we're honest about
What the hell are they looking for?
harder for me to deal with.
I need something
when
to
I
throw
have
to
a
distract them.
client
That's what I need.
Who is, you know, 150 pounds.
How the hell do I get up there?
5'7", and there is just
Like,
nothing. About
actual
him
question. How the hell do I get up there?
aesthetically or even personality-wise, a woman would go, "Oh, that's my guy," but he's a billionaire. You know, and he's got a young,
Shit.
gorgeous woman who's allegedly madly in love with him. And he really believes that it's his personality and has nothing to do with the fact that he's a billionaire or that is a very small consideration. That feels to me like the worst kind of delusion, you know, whereas you could very honestly say, like, yeah, we each bring different things to the table. We each bring different things to each other's lives. And then, yeah, so it is a quote-unquote gold digger. But, you know, it's also a man who wants to
Up there. How do you get up there? Is it even possible to get up there?
of someone who might not otherwise be interested.
Let me just get some
if he wasn't so
space.
Successful. So I think there's a give and a take in that relationship.
I think that's very fair. Have you seen examples of the latter example where you know you described that billionaire where there's not many redeeming qualities, where they're heading towards marriage, they don't yet have a prenup. You're maybe advising them that they should get a prenup, and they're not interested
damn it.
because they're so deluded
Hide.
by the belief that the person is interested in their wonderful personality or.
Yeah. So.
Oh, no, 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 no.
Really interesting.
Not over here.
I do a lot of prenups. Sure, a prenuptial agreement is a contract between two people.
Keep going. Keep going away from me.
The rule set essentially for their marriage. So marriage, when we talk about marriage, you know, people tend to just sort of use the word marriage. And they're actually talking about a number of different things. Like, in some contexts, marriage is a spiritual commitment, right? It's a religious commitment. It's tied to, in Catholicism, it's a sacrament. In Judaism, it's a covenant with God. You know, in Islam, it has its own status. So marriage exists as a religious concept. Socially,
It didn't see me, that's the main thing.
marriage, right?
It didn't see
I'm
me.
Married to this person, we have married our destinies to each other. We have agreed that we are each other's person.
Yeah,
And then
that's marriage.
Marriage has a specific legal definition. And my job
It's
as
going,
a
it's
divorce
leaving, it's
lawyer
leaving, it's
is
searching.
to take that piece apart for someone, or to create protections for people who are contemplating entering into that legal
Reload.
status. So, like, you've been to weddings, right? I'm sure you've never gotten the wedding said, great guys, I had a wonderful time. The steak was delicious. I need to see the paperwork.
Oh, it goes.
See the license.
Shit.
You've never said that. You've never said to your parents, can I see your
Here they come.
license? I'd like to make sure everything's in order here. That's not how it works. We don't do that. So you could go have a wedding and tell people that you're married and never actually legally marry. You could just tell people that you're married. You don't check people's paperwork. Like, you could just wear a ring if you want to. And similarly,
Right, we're taking
if you
a
don't wear
big ass risk here right now. Okay, abandoned device. It's where? Where is that? It's on the ground. Near a... oh, okay, that's interesting. Press play unknown.
ring, it doesn't mean you're not legally married. Like, you could be legally married and still take your ring off and you're still legally married. If it was just as easy as taking the ring off, I'd be out of a job. So
right,
marriage is a legal status.
It's a legal commitment.
That's one
yeah,
of the meanings of marriage. And a prenuptial agreement, the way I would describe it,
is a terms and conditions going into the agreement. Yeah,
deciding that they, having picked each other out of 8 billion people to choose from in the world, are in a better position to make the rules that will govern the economics of their relationship.
Hey, if you're trying to do the quest, it's over here.
Than politicians would be. And anyone who's ever been to the Department of Motor Vehicles, or who's ever been
But you gotta be quick.
Very rarely would you interact with a government agency and go, we should definitely put these people in charge of our family life. Like, they're going to do a great job.
Run, bro!
Really crushing it. You know? Like, that's not something people... Yet, most people who are married have almost no idea what legal rights and obligations were conferred on them by getting married. They just have no idea. It's the most legally significant thing they're going to do in their life other than die. And they have no idea what their rights and obligations are. And those rights and obligations can change. So, like, politics and the legislature and the way that rules that govern
all done. Perfect.
Spousal support rights, child support rights, the division of property, those are subject to change by government change. So,
is it after
example,
me? No,
States,
no chance. Not a chance that's coming after me.
Support, maintenance, whatever we want to call it, which is a payment a person makes to their spouse when there's been an economic disparity in marriage and now they're getting divorced.
Right, I've got 16 bullets left. I kinda should get out of here.
Have no formula.
So I guess we're going there.
Then in 2016, Trump came into office and he said, yeah, I'm not letting it be tax deductible anymore. So completely changed. Now, you're already married at this point.
Yeah.
And now the rules about what governs your
Hey
marriage
there.
have changed. Don't shoot. So
I'm not gonna shoot.
There are a lot of contracts in the world that people could enter into that the terms could wildly change due to circumstances beyond your control.
There's a leopard down there, so watch it.
So prenuptial agreements are designed for two people who at that moment have an abundance of affection for each other. If they didn't, then there's no reason that they should be getting married. That they make up a rule set that's going to govern their relationship.
And that typically, as we see it in movies and such, and we hear about it in culture, is really deciding who gets what when they break up, right?
No.
Now, it's hard to say in advance who gets what when we break up sometime in the future. Because we don't know what we're going to have in 10 years, in 20 years.
Where the hell is it?
You create
oh, it's over there, right?
Like you create...
And there's a bombardier. A rocketeer, sorry. Rocketeer, not a bombardier. Rocketeer.
Which is, if
whoa,
it's
wait.
in my name, whether it's an asset or a liability, it's mine. Free from any claim by you, free from any obligation to you. If it's in your name...
That thing's guarding the way out, isn't it?
Any obligation to me. Ours, if it's
which
in
is
our joint
absolutely
names, then
typical.
we're equally responsible for it if it's an obligation, or we equally are entitled to half the value of it if it's an asset. That, to me, just creating those 3 buckets. Now, here's the problem. You create those 3 buckets, you both sign off on it.
Right, we hide until it opens up.
You can't
That's the
just
plan.
set it
That's what we
and
do.
forget it now. You actually have to have conversations with this person.
Yeah, you have to communicate.
Which theoretically you should be able to do, right? Like if you've decided this is going to be my
exactly. I've said it 1,000 times. If don't marry someone, or if you can't communicate with the person you're in a relationship with, there's no point being in a relationship. You have to be able to talk, even when it's difficult.
Why are you putting so much of it in your personal account? Like, or things weird with us or something? Or is there, have some conversation again about why are we married? It's that economy concept, which is, look, what do I owe you if I marry you? I'd like to know that in advance. Because people say to me all the time, well, I married this person. When we got married, he had nothing. He had nothing. He built his business while he was married. And I was very, there for him.
Fun times.
I believe I'm entitled to half the value of that business. Now, that's a logical question. I don't know that I agree with it. But
Going for a run in the freezing cold sucks, by the way.
So if that was true, and I built this business, and my wife, who was married to me while I was building that business, she helped make that. Okay, well,
Close.
her mother and father helped
Done.
make who she
Skip.
is. So I owe them something, right? Because if they hadn't done what they did, I wouldn't have her, and if I didn't have her, I wouldn't have my business. So
Traders,
how much do I owe them?
security,
And, now that I
quests.
think
And
about
be careful
it,
whenever you head
her
into, unless you're here to
grandmother
thank you.
definitely influenced
This may
who her
help us
mother
find a
was,
way
which
to
influenced who
contact
she
them.
was, which influenced what she
Assuming we
did
can
for me.
confirm that
So
they're friends.
just
Storage,
can you let me know
buried
if there's
city.
any- How far down the chain do I owe people, and how much do I owe them? They can't all get half.
Nothing like now.
So did they get half of the half of the half, or do I and if
Buried
this is
city.
the
Search 2
logic that
containers
we're
in the
gonna
Raiders
follow,
camp beneath the parking garage.
then
Okay, so
I
we're going
would
to the
like know
we're
in
going to there.
advance what that is, because there are no other transactions where if you went in to purchase a car and you said, how much is this car? And they said, money.
Huh.
And he said, well, how much? It's a good amount. Okay, again, we just keep talking in abstractions. I'd like to know, what does this add up to? How much is
How
it?
much is it actually going to cost
And
me?
even if
Yeah.
you can't make it a dollar number,
Medium ammo
it's X
rattler.
percent of last year's earnings, or give me a formula, something to tie it to, and at least have.
Can I sell these?
Because then you can decide,
$100.
am I going to sign up for this thing or not?
You must meet a lot of people who are in a relationship where one of the people doesn't want to have a
Okay.
prenup.
Yes.
Because when I think about having a prenup, I'm with a woman at the moment. We've been together.
I'm
for
gonna
5
make
years.
myself
Frankly, if I
a.
said to her, I want to get a prenup, she would be all for it. She would. That's the type of person she is. She would be all for it.
Interesting.
Doesn't care. She'd be all for
Excellent. You've done well.
But I can imagine in other relationships, I'd be nervous
Yeah.
to even say the words because immediately you're thinking about how you're getting out before you get in.
Yeah.
Well,
It's sort of
and,
that's.
there's a lot
I
to
can
that.
understand
There's a
why
lot to
some
unpack
people
there.
view
So
it
the
that
first
way,
thing
but
I
it's
would
not a
say
very
is-
mature way of viewing it. Like my way of viewing a prenup would be is look, life can be difficult, and ultimately we don't know what's going to happen in the future. So while we're both love each other, while we both want the best for each other, let's have the conversation now, like adults, and try to figure out, if should the worst happen, how are we going to be taken care of? How are our kids going to be taken care of? Because otherwise, all that happens is that no one gets divorced when they're still happy with the person and they still want to be with them and they still think they're amazing. People get divorced when they can't stand each other and they just want to get away. So it's gonna have the conversation beforehand so that if touch wood it doesn't, should the event happen, there's a path that was both agreed to before, and you're not you're not vulnerable to your worst elements where you just want to be vindictive or angry. It just makes things so much smoother, because I'm pretty sure once you've hit that point, you just want to get out.
All marriages end.
Yeah, either
And
death
they
or
end in
divorce. Yeah.
But they all end, right? And so if you said, I'm going to get life insurance, it would be foolish for someone who's with you to say, wait, are you planning on dying soon? No, but in the event that I do, I'd like to make sure that things are taken care of in a certain way. And in the
Exactly.
event that I do, there's
Exactly.
enough things to be upset and sad about for the people around me. So I'd like them to have one less thing, and I also know that there's a possibility. I hope I won't, but there's a possibility that I'm going to die in an hour. So I'd really hope it doesn't happen, but I can't say it's definitely not going to happen. So
Yeah, you want to make sure
divorce,
you're
when we
protecting
look at
yourself.
Statistics like that, it's okay to say, hey, look, you know what? I hope this never happens. But if it did, what do we owe each other?
Yeah.
What would you need? It's not just a conversation about
What
do
would
I
make
wanna
you
keep?
feel
What
safe?
am I entitled to keep? It's also, well, what would you need?
Have you seen it break down a marriage because someone mentioned a prenup? Have you seen it?
Yeah, I've seen marriages that were scheduled to happen not happen because the prenup discussion happened. But more often than not, I've seen the threat of not marrying someone because they want you to sign a prenup cause a person to fold in their request for a prenup, which to me is a really bad start for a marriage. So I've had
Yeah,
a lot of
because you're
clients
starting off
who
on
come
different
in
things,
and
yeah.
say, look, I want to have a prenup. I have a lot of confidence in this marriage. I really love this person, but I would like to, have a prenup in place. And I draft a prenup for them, and it has reasonable terms, and they give it to their fiance, and their fiance says, yeah, I'm not signing that. It's not happening. And instead of saying, okay, like then you're choosing for us to not marry.
They
okay,
get married,
but,
yeah.
Like I love you and I'd love to marry you, but this is something that I need in order to feel comfortable with that.
Damn it, yeah.
They just go, okay, yeah, never mind.
Buried cities,
And they
containers,
walk away from it.
Raider
And-
camp.
and, because they're intimidated. And I think that's an awful way to start. Like I think that's much worse than having a discussion about difficult things. Like I don't think you would think it's
Let's get on the near so I can
irresponsible.
hide.
You've been with a woman for 5 years.
Raider camp.
To say to her, let's say a year ago, or let's say 4 years ago, to say to her, we're going to get in a fight sometime. That's
Raider
gonna happen.
camps.
Like we're going to disagree about something. It'll probably be my fault. I'll probably say something stupid. I do that sometimes. So when we get in a fight,
There's one
someday,
Raider
which
camp?
again, I hope we don't. I'll do everything I can to not ever
Really?
get in an argument with you. But at some point, something's going to
Two
happen. You're gonna say something that's
containers
gonna hurt my
in the
feelings. I'll
Raider
take it the
camp
wrong way.
beneath the
I'll say
parking
something, you'll take it
garage.
the wrong way. Or maybe I'm just an idiot. Sometimes I'll be in a bad mood and I'll say something, or I'll have had too many drinks and I'll say something to you and upset you. When
That can't be
happens,
right. Left behind.
How do you like to fight? Like, what's best?
There's,
Do you
only,
need a
there's
minute?
only one camp?
Like, do you need a minute to calm down?
No.
Do you need to like sleep
Not a
on it?
chance.
Or do you need to like, we got to fix this right now. I can't go to bed angry. Like, I won't be able to sleep. I won't be able to function. Like do we have to
Right, okay, now
address
for
it
real.
right
Okay,
then?
where is this
'Cause
thing?
You know the best time to talk about how we're going to argue? When we're not arguing. You know the worst time to learn how to fight? In the middle of the fight. That's the
yeah.
worst time to learn how to fight. So
Church
I
ruins.
like a prenup. I think a prenup can be a very romantic
Abandoned thing.
'Cause it's
Maintenance
basically
depot.
saying, look, I love you. You love me. We want this thing
Warehouse.
to work, or else we
Metro
wouldn't be signing up
station.
for it.
Gas
But in the event it
station.
breaks down,
Dunes.
You have a right to know what you're entitled to. I have a right to know
Where's
what
the
I'm
camp?
entitled to. We both have an interest in making sure that we both have the things we need.
Buried city. I'm in
so
the
that
buried
neither of
city.
us feels like we're
At least I
falling out of
hope
this
I am.
relationship instead of walking out of it. Like if I lose you, I'm gonna have a lot.
Does it
more
even
to be
have a Raider
sad
camp
about
here?
than my stuff. But boy, let me tell you, not knowing where I'm
Well, so
gonna
according to that,
live
it's
or how
here.
I'm gonna pay my bills,
But I'm not seeing it
that's
here.
gonna
So
add
it
a
can't be
layer
there. It
of
can't
pain
be.
and
There's no
complexity to
chance.
what is
I don't believe that for a
undoubtedly,
second.
a really hard situation. So let's take that off of each other. Let's know that, because I don't ever
Okay, what
want
have we got? Right.
the person who lays their head on the pillow next to me to be there because they
Prepare
don't
the
want to
thing.
get divorced.
Look for signs of survivors.
I would rather that
Fertilizer.
it be that
Expression
they
machine
like
part.
having
Espresso.
me there next to them, that their life is better because
What's
I'm
this?
there, that they feel like I bring value to
Analyzer.
their life
Part
and they
2
bring value to
graves.
mine.
Mark of the
Not,
building.
well, I don't want to go through all that.
Unexpected.
In that case of that person you referenced
Library.
there, where they came to you for a prenup, their partner gave them an ultimatum and said, "Listen, no, I'm not signing that." How do you kind of draw
I
the
don't
line
believe
between
it. Can't be
being a
there.
lawyer
There's no way it's there. Digging
versus
dirt.
like a therapist or
Communications
an advisor,
hideout?
a sort of like a relationship advisor?
Yeah, I mean,
Two
I have to tell you, it's
containers.
a very seamless. I don't think it's easy to distinguish between. We're attorneys and counselors at law. I have an undergraduate degree.
All
in
right, screw it. Let's just see what we
psychology.
can find.
And I think I use it as much as I use my law degree because this is so personal.
That's the
that
first time I've
it's
seen it
very
there,
hard to
spaceport.
not give human advice while I'm giving legal
The
advice.
Raider camp is over
And I'm
here.
dealing in the clay of human emotion and human connection and human frailty. And
Okay,
human
well, look, if
emotional
it's there, let's just
complexity.
assume it's there.
I thought prenups
Let's
were
just
illegal. I
go.
thought they were like people went and got them, but they, when it comes to
Enforcement.
enforcement, they don't hold up.
You know, it could be true in the UK, but certainly not in the USA. They are enforceable. They are binding. Sometimes they're crazy how enforceable they are.
Oh, really?
Because the nature of a prenup is, as long as it was not what's called unconscionable. Unconscionable is a contract that is so unfair that no fair dealing person would offer it and no sane person would accept it.
Yeah.
So that's what unconscionability is.
Or under duress.
You have to be, a contract has to be unconscionable for it to be set aside.
And I'm pretty sure that's a high
Now,
standard to reach.
I have seen some prenups that were in their interpretation unconscionable, meaning, you know, at the time they entered into it, he had nothing and she had nothing.
Right.
And now they're getting divorced, and under the terms of this, he's going to walk out with $100 million and she's going to walk out with almost nothing.
Whoa.
But as long as it was not unconscionable at the time it was made, if it's
Ah.
unconscionable in its performance.
In other
it's
words,
not.
no one could have predicted it, so
I have
including
seen
him.
the outcome of prenups sometimes be shockingly unfair, but you have a right to contract as long as it wasn't fraud, as long as it wasn't duress or undue influence, or if someone was under the, you know, influence of drugs or alcohol when they signed off on it. It's a binding contract because we believe in human autonomy and agency and the right to make decisions about your life and your future. So,
Is that example real, and is that the most shocking one you've seen? In
you know,
terms-
the most shocking prenup I've ever seen, which was enforceable, had a provision that said that for every 10 pounds the wife gained
No
in
way.
marriage, she would lose $10,000 a month in alimony.
10 pounds of weight.
Yes. Yes.
That's-
so it was a very wealthy
I mean, she
man who
signed
was
it.
marrying a very attractive woman, but he was very concerned that she was going to become less attractive and he was going to become more wealthy. So his solution to this was in the prenup.
That's
he wanted a
oof.
clause that said she would get, if they divorced, she was going to get like $70,000 a month.
Okay, this looks like a camp, so this must be it.
But for every 10 pounds she gained from the date of marriage, she would forfeit $10,000
in alimony.
And it was designed to sort of create
An incentive for her to stay in shape.
Thin. And that was enforceable, meaning they tried to challenge and set aside that provision, and the court said,
Well, you signed
"This
it.
is a disgusting provision. I don't know why you married this person, but it's enforceable. It's a contract. The two of you signed it. and
Yeah,
you have a
she
right to
agreed to
sign
the
it,
terms
you
and
agreed to these
conditions, yeah.
rules, and they may be ridiculous rules, but you agreed to them, and you have a right to do that.
Do you think that was love?
Again, I think it's a kind of love. I think it's a form of love. Is it a form of love I'd be interested in? No.
Not really,
I think
no.
It's very shallow in some ways. There's something very honest about it. I mean, you can't argue with the fact that there's something very
He's
upfront
the person
about it.
saying, this
He
is
was
what I
making it
want.
very clear and putting in writing, here's the value you bring to this relationship. You know,
This is your
consider
value to
your
me.
Physical appearance
Your number
vitally
one
important
priority.
to this relationship.
Yeah.
By the way, don't skip the other side of that equation.
Money.
She was going to get $70,000 a month. That's very impressive.
So if she
number.
put on 70 pounds, she gets
I
nothing?
think she also understood there was a value to be attached to him as well. You know. And,
Right, so it's not here.
Is it something I would be interested in on either side of that equation?
Right,
No.
where? It's
But
a,
do I have a right to say to someone that's not love? I don't think I have a right to say that to someone.
beneath
I
the
think that if
parking
this is an economy
garage.
the two of you have agreed on, that, you know,
Ah.
as a lawyer, see, my job as a lawyer is not to look like I don't look at it that way.
But you
I look
must
at the
be.
engineering of it.
Parking
So, like,
garage.
if I'm representing
Parking
her
garage.
in that transaction, all I could think is, okay, so we're going to want her baseline weight to be as high as possible. So I'm going to want her to have pennies in her pockets at the day we sign the prenup. 'Cause you'd have
There
to
it comes.
establish a baseline, right? Because if you say gaining 10 pounds, you'd have to establish a baseline weight on the day
Run.
of marriage.
Fuck
She's
it,
born on
run.
the day of the marriage.
Well, in or about the date of marriage. The parties acknowledge that on or about the date of marriage, she weighed approximately X pounds. So if I'm her, I want that to be as high as possible. So I'm going to be putting pennies in my pockets and eating as many cheeseburgers as I can before the weigh-in. Now, we're getting divorced. I'm going to be like a wrestler. I'm going to be in the sauna. I'm going to be sweating as much as I can. I'm going to take diuretics. I'm going to eat nothing but like grilled vegetables
Parking
for
lot,
a week
parking
or
lot.
two,
There's a
you know? And I'm going to
goddamn
take
parking
off every
lot.
ounce of clothing I can because I want to minimize my weight. This is why lawyers
Maintenance
look at it
depot.
because that's how we analyze problems.
Metro
Like, I didn't
station,
hear that and
library,
go, what is the nature of
desert.
coupling? I looked at it and I went, oh, I could play with that.
Church ruins.
I could whoever I'm representing in that transaction, I could figure out a way to kind of make that work.
Parking lot, huh?
You become a coach.
Kind of is. I mean, it turns into an engineering
Entrances,
question
supplies
as
on enemy
opposed to
sentinels,
a
fruit
human
basket.
question.
Actually, fruit's important.
I heard about this
Lemons,
thing when I was reading a book of these,
apricots.
and also watching some of your stuff online that I didn't know existed, which was fidelity contracts.
Fidelity clauses, yeah.
You know what? Let's
Yeah,
look for
yeah.
fruit.
So it's something people include in
I'm
prenuptial
here.
agreements. And also
looks
sometimes
like
in what's
fruit
called
is
a
there.
postnuptial agreement. So postnuptial agreement, you know, nuptial meaning marriage, pre meaning before marriage, post meaning
Okay.
after marriage. So if you didn't get a prenup, but your marriage, for whatever reason, becomes fragile. Maybe someone learns of an affair, or maybe you're starting to have difficulties with each other. But you don't want a divorce. But you'd like there to be some clarity. as
Something
to
crazy's going on.
divorce. What will the rules be? You can do something like divorce. And that would, in the event you divorce, make the divorce a little less acrimonious because you've resolved certain issues. It's basically like the prenup.
What the hell is going on over there?
So, I have seen people in both prenups and in postnups put in what's called fidelity clauses, which essentially are a clause that say that if you cheat on your spouse, here's what the penalty is. And it could be a financial penalty. It could have, you know, a support-related context. It could have be a percentage of certain ownership rights, you know, things that you have.
Are they a good idea from the beginning?
Oh, you motherfucker!
For a couple of reasons. One, defining cheating is very difficult. You know, if we're going to define cheating as a specific form of sexual contact, I guess that's a pretty good definition.
Now is not the time to run out of ammunition, my friend. Get behind the thing.
Agree that
Run, shit.
partner, when
Guy, I
you were
came out of here with nothing. You know that, right? You're gonna
or
get
at a
fuck all.
party, you know, had some kind of fleeting sexual contact with another person and then woke up the next day and went, oh my God, what did I do? I regret this so much. But they're never going to see this person again. It was just a stupid dalliance. It happened, you know, again, not excusing that behavior, but that's different than if you were having an ongoing
It's okay.
affair with
I came out of here with one of those, like, crappy
I think
starter
there are
things. I don't have
probably some
anything.
people, if they were being honest, if they said, would
Let's
you
surrender.
rather that your spouse on a drunken night
Screw
out
it.
kissed somebody, or was texting another person 5 times a day for 6 weeks and sharing the most intimate thoughts? You know, and what we call an emotional affair.
Hicks.
Well, I mean, I think we can agree that, like, something about an emotional affair, like someone becoming your confidant.
That's
I've
tough.
heard someone say, and in my professional life, I found it to be true, that when men find out that a woman who they're with has had an affair,
Let's get
their
some
first
fruits.
question is, did you sleep with him? When women find out a man had an affair, their first
Oh, it's
question is, are
there.
you in love with her?
Here.
And I think that tells you a lot about men and women's relationships, because there's a sense of, okay, what was this? Was this sex, or was this like, I don't love you anymore, I don't want you in my life anymore? Because those are two really different things. And so a fidelity
Difficult,
clause
though.
is a one-size-fits-all concept that just says, okay, we're going to define cheating, and then there's going to be a penalty for you doing it. Now, again, in what I've observed in life, cheating is its own penalty.
Yeah.
Cheating turns your life, at best, cheating turns your life into like an unbelievably complicated, like jumping from one foot to another, lying to everyone involved. Like rarely
That is
does
true.
anybody
It's
get out of infidelity without hurting themselves and
it's very, yeah.
like whether it's not only their partner,
Right,
but
Matt.
even the person who they cheated with, or that person's partner. Like there's so much pain to go around when cheating happens.
We are here.
So to say, and there's going to be an economic penalty.
Here.
You know, it's a bit like, you know, using drugs is illegal in a lot of places, but I can't imagine that there's a heroin addict who goes, you know, I'm going to shoot up. Oh, wait, it's illegal. I don't want to get in trouble. Yeah, no, I'm not gonna. Like,
Yeah,
that's not
people
how it
don't do
works.
that,
Like, you're
no.
adding insult to injury. You know, this person, they're already in a very difficult position. I don't think making it illegal is going to do much except create an underground economy.
Yeah.
That kind of thing. I think that infidelity, there should be sufficient incentives in a relationship to not cheat.
Do not want to do it, yeah.
And there are already, by definition, so many consequences for cheating that adding to that an economic penalty.
A lot of it, I
don't
feel,
know
is
that
just
a
for
person's gonna
most
get out
people,
to
if for
cheat and
cheating,
go,
it's the shame
"This could cost me like
of,
20
I
grand."
did this, you know, I caused this pain, you
I
know.
think more and more people get
That's
it.
hard.
Yeah, prenups are I have to tell you, there's a generational shift happening. I see a lot of people in their... I've been doing this job for 25 years. And I will tell you, the people currently in their 20s and early 30s, like the prime demographic for marriage, mid-20s to mid-30s, are getting prenups at a rate that I would say is probably 5x what it was 10 years ago, 15 years ago. Certainly 25 years ago from when I started. I think there's a more pragmatic view of relationships. I think that there's a lot more open discussion.
Anything here?
I mean, although there is a tremendous increase in the amount of like, performative, look how happy we are. You know, well, it's like, you know, white teeth and rotting gums.
Lemon.
You know, like we're doing the performative social media. Look at how great, hashtag blessed. And meanwhile, our life is, you know, our relationship is rotting from the inside. And we see a lot of that. Like I have to tell you something. I see people in my office who publicly are having the greatest relationships ever. Like if you believe their social media, they are so madly in love. And it shocks me because I think about all the people that are dissatisfied in their perfectly acceptable relationship because it's not as amazing as that relationship. And meanwhile,
but the relationship's complete bullshit.
Nowhere near that amazing as they'd have you believe it. And we've got the audacity now as a culture that people without any apology,
apricots,
you know, do the we're perfectly happy, these hateful rumors that we're unhappy or terrible, and then we've decided to amicably part ways. We ask you to respect our privacy during this difficult time. And you're like, okay, but wait a minute. Like a month ago when there was rumors that the two of you were splitting up, you yelled at all of us for saying it's so mean that we're speculating, and now you're like, yes, we've split up. So we were right. So you were making us feel awful about ourselves and how madly in love you were with each other. But now,
what is saying you deceived us? Is that his view?
We're basing our level of satisfaction on watching your greatest hits while we live our gag reel.
Do you think there's something?
Yeah, but that's social media in general, though. Like,
to convince the world that they're happy in their relationships are often not as happy.
100%. I'll actually extrapolate that further. My father's a Southerner, so there's a lot of Southern folksy things he says. And one of those empty barrels.
Yeah, you shouldn't really compare your your personal life of your arguments and your issues with someone's highlight reel on social media. That's a really toxic way of doing things.
Barrels make the most noise. That the people that have true joy in their relationship really don't feel like they have to advertise it. People who have
we're looking for apricots for my
some of the wealthiest
chicken
in the world. Like New York is the epicenter of commerce and finance for the United States and to some degree for the world. You know, in the UAE you're more likely to find a gold-plated Ferrari.
Right.
In New York, like finance, Wall Street, like it is the home of it. So I have a client who's worth $8 billion.
Whoa.
You would walk past him on the street, you would never know he has very much money at all. He drives a cheap Grand Cherokee, which is like a very mid-range car. He wears like, you know, totally nondescript clothing. Like he just looks like a typical middle-aged dude. And you would not look at him and go, like, he gets his hair cut at like super cut.
He's not a baller, basically. He's a guy who likes to keep himself to himself.
He owns and does. And he could buy, you know, his income annually is like the gross domestic product of a few countries.
Jesus.
And, you know, he's not, and yet I have clients who appear to be incredibly wealthy.
Well, I think the word appear is the most important thing, isn't it? Yeah.
The absolutely unfiltered version of people's finances. And I can tell you, they are deeply in debt, many of them. You know, this is particularly true of celebrities. You know, celebrities have to live these...
Oh, I don't need that. Forget that.
Because if they don't, you know, drive a posh car, and they don't wear the latest designer labels.
Damn it, I'm looking for apricots. Where's an apricot tree? What does an apricot tree even look like?
Influencer culture, you know, there's just so much, like, you know, everything worth wearing and doing has to be the best of the best and the most expensive. I find very often the more people have to flaunt their wealth.
Well, look, I don't have the firepower to take out anything, so I need to be real careful here.
Like wealth whispers. And I'm very comfortable just whispering. It doesn't feel like it has to prove to the world. In fact, it would rather that everyone not know who it was. There was a time where fame
apricots. It looks like that tree. Okay, cool.
So you were really good at something. So then everybody heard about who you were, and all of a sudden everybody knew
nothing
who
here.
You were. And that was unfortunate because you couldn't go out to eat anymore. You couldn't just live your life anymore. Now, of course,
So I'm guessing that's an apricotry as well, then?
Feels good. Listen, I walk
Yeah,
down the
it is.
street in New York City. Sometimes people today, guys, say,
Lemon.
hey man, love your stuff. Thanks, that's great. Feels nice, definitely nice. There's times where it doesn't.
Anything there?
There's times where I'm on my phone. I'm in the middle of talking to a client.
Lemon.
Somebody's standing there next to me, waiting to talk to me, and I know they're waiting to say something so lovely. But there's a part of me.
Are they though?
I gotta, like,
Are you
do
sure
what I'm
about
doing
that?
right now. I'm doing the thing.
Nothing here. Okay, that's done.
And now being famous is the goal for so many people. So I think there is definitely.
Well,
when
for a lot of people,
say,
fame feels like an
"Look at how
answer
happy
to
we
a
are,
lot of
look
their
at how happy we are."
questions. It's wealth, it's recognition,
like, please
there's a
tell me
sense
how
that I'm not
happy we are,
lonely
because if you
anymore.
don't tell me how happy we are, I'm gonna have to look at this relationship. And I'm
Fame
gonna
in
see
our
how
culture is
unhappy
connected,
we are.
absolutely
When someone
connected to
wants
the
be
idea of
famous, it's like,
success.
tell me I have
You know,
value. Please
Yeah.
tell me I have value. Oh God, please tell me I have value.
tell me I'm worth something.
Because,
Exactly.
The reason I was never really interested in being famous is that the praise of strangers never really felt that important to me. Like, if the people in my life think I have something interesting to say and care about me and like me, that's really meaningful to me. And I'm touched for anyone
Keep going.
appreciated my work.
Don't hang around me.
But I never said, like, oh, I really want to get out there and, have people know who I am and tell me I'm smart. Because,
Okay, we have to get out of
I
here at some point.
like,
Fuck
it's
it.
okay. Like, my beliefs don't require you to believe them. And so I think this performative culture when it comes to relationships.
Oh no.
Because again, we're comparing ourselves. We can't help as a species.
No, this is not what I needed. It's closed.
God, you must see so much of that in your office where someone comes in and they say, my marriage isn't. They use a comparative measure. They say, well, Jenny and Dave, like.
I don't have enough ammo to take this thing out. Not with a light gun. No chance. Come on.
So much that we're constantly feeling like we're not doing well based on nothing. Like, I don't think I'm doing that well. Compared to what?
Why didn't I
I'm
check
not
before I
good
run
looking.
down here?
Compared to what?
Where are you?
Photoshopped image of a person on steroids. Yeah, you're right. You don't look
Fuck.
like a Photoshop person on steroids. You're not supposed to.
And now they know I'm down here.
Women are going into the doctor's office and saying,
Right, screw it, we have to run.
and showing the doctor something
On my way.
photoshopped. That person doesn't look like that. Like, how would you know you're not having enough sex? How much sex are people having?
Is that frequent on sex?
Yeah, sex is huge. Sex is huge. It's, well, I mean, first of all, it better be. Because what's the difference between a spouse and a roommate otherwise? Like, it was just like, oh, we're going to be partners in a home together. Like, you don't have to marry each other to do that. You just live together.
Run, 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 run. Up, 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 up.
What makes a romantic relationship a
Slide and move, slide and move, slide and move, slide and move.
It can be any number of varieties of sex. It can be preferences of sex. It can be anything.
Oh, great, I'm stuck in a goddamn... Up, 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 rail, up, 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 fuck, 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 up, 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 jump, jump, roll.
That's progress. I think it's great. We can talk about anything. We can talk about.
Fuck me.
We can talk about, like, I'm a big fan of people being able to speak openly about things that make them
Run,
happy and make
run,
them feel
run,
good and,
run. Get inside, get inside, get inside. Here, here, yeah, 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 yeah. Go, 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 go. Hide, motherfucker.
How? Well, we're not having enough sex. Okay, compared to what? The sex we used to have as a couple? That makes sense. That makes sense to me. Like, if we set a baseline, say we used to have sex every day. When we first started dating, we had sex 4 times a day. Okay? But then the luster wears off.
Heal,
Now
quick.
We used to have sex once a day. Now, once a week. Is that okay? Is that natural? Is that part of the progression of a relationship? Or is that a sign that one or both of us are feeling
God damn it, right.
dissatisfied with each other?
And me being me, I went and ran past a ton of goddamn things right as I was...
As something that we have to react defensively to, and that's the stuff I tried to talk about. Is that people come in and they go, well, we're unhappy with each other. I was cheating on her, but I was cheating on her because she wasn't sleeping with me. Well, I wasn't sleeping with him because he's never nice to me. Well, I'm not nice to her because every time I talk to her, all she does is put me down. Okay, and you sit here going, okay, so you guys have just been in this death spiral. Just going down.
Right, how do we get out of here?
You started at I love you more than 8 billion other people in the world.
There.
Somehow you
It's
just
there?
head home at the northern station.
Oh, here, wait, here.
You guys, you won. You're both right.
There.
You don't have to sleep with him. You don't have to be nice to her. You don't have to say a kind word. You don't have to do any of that. You don't have to be married. Great news. You don't have to be married. But you decided to be married. You signed up.
Which
to
way
be
is the
married.
waypoint?
So
Oh, it's over there.
At some point, this made sense to you. You liked each other that much. And you were both pointing in the same direction. And at some point,
Great, now I gotta get down here?
So my feeling is,
God damn it.
wouldn't it be better before
Okay, fuck
you
it.
completely lose the plot
Get up.
to just do the preventative maintenance? To
What's
just
preventative maintenance?
talk about
Communicate with your partner.
As connected as we were. Are we still as excited as we were? Are we
Yeah.
still, you know,
Don't be
are we
afraid to
still
talk.
attracted to each other? Are we still enjoying each other physically, mentally, like emotionally?
We don't want to do that though because it's uncomfortable, right?
Okay. Lots of things are uncomfortable that are so good for you. You know, exercise is
Shit.
uncomfortable until you get in a rhythm of it. And that feels really good. you
Yep,
know?
not hurt.
So how would you know? If the first time you went to the gym and you worked out and you went home and you're like, oh my God, I'm so sore, I'm never working out again, then you will never get into an exercise routine. You have to get through
Right,
that
I
part
have to
where
get
everything's really sore.
there.
And you're still sometimes going to be sore. You overdid it. You know, but you start to realize, yeah, but it's also bringing tremendous.
And I have
value.
next to no health, so this is gonna be
And
fun.
so why not? Like, why not trade what you want now, which is comfort in the moment, for what you want most, which is real connection, real intimacy, like real joy. And that can be, and again, we want it. 86% of people who get divorced wouldn't get remarried within 5 years if we didn't want it. If we didn't
Yeah, we
believe
want
it
the
was
connection, of
possible.
course.
And if you've ever met someone who is happily married over a long period of time, you won the lottery. Like their lives are just so much better
Man.
because they just go, I had this partner. Because this is terrifying. Like life is terrifying.
Yeah,
And it's
life's hard.
brutal. And it ends. It invariably ends. We're all gonna die. Everyone we love's gonna die. Like we're playing a game you can't win to the utmost.
Right, let's not rush
And
this.
to me, to have a partner in that, someone who you can hold their hand and go, you know, when you're scared, I'll be here for you. And
God
when
damn
I'm
it, I've gotta
scared,
find a way
you'll
out of this.
be
This is
here
gonna
for me,
suck.
And you'll help me see my blind spots, and I'll help you see yours. And let's just do this thing. We'll never be alone. Like, what a gorgeous thought that is. What a beautiful thought that is.
Anything
What
in
a
here I can
worthy
use?
pursuit
Please.
that is. But yeah, you gotta be uncomfortable once in a while. You gotta tell each other something other than what the other person wants to hear once in a while. But to me, like, if the payoff is real connection, keeping real intimacy, keeping your partner happy and satisfied with you, so that the thought of splitting up or running off with somebody else is just a fleeting thought that maybe occasionally jumps into their head, like, that seems such a worthwhile investment.
Preventative. I want to just drill down a little bit into what that actually looks like, because there'll be a lot of people right now, including myself, who would use this term preventative maintenance. And immediately I thought, Jesus Christ, I probably should do that a little bit more.
Sure.
What do you mean by preventative maintenance?
It can be lots of things. I think it can be, I try to give a lot of examples, but I think some of the simplest examples are very
It's up there.
small gestures of courtesy. I mean, think
It's
about
up
when
there.
you first started dating. All the little things that made the back of your neck tingle about this person. Like they would say the littlest thing.
Come on, open the door, goddammit.
Made you so happy because they were noticing.
Okay, that's a weird
You know, and
glitch.
They saw beautiful things in you, and that made you see and feel those things in yourself. You know, that's amazing.
Come on, come on, come on, come on, come on.
You know, and so
Nice!
I mean, at its core level, like the example I've given to a lot of my male friends, and several of them have done it, and I've got a lot of really good feedback on it, is leave a note. Just leave a note in the morning when you leave for work or wherever it is you're going. Just leave a note.
Yeah, make your partner feel like you care, like you understand them.
Can't wait to see you. That's it. What does that take? 10 seconds? 10 seconds. And every guy I meet who I say that to, they go, yeah, the first time I did it, she was like, what is going on? Why did you leave me that note? What's going on? But then after a little while, like if this is just something you do, that you go, yeah, I just, I want to make a practice of like how I want to tell you this stuff I forget to tell you sometimes. Like what does that take? Like what does it take for your partner
3
to
more
say to
apricots.
you,
Okay.
you're so smart. Like, I just love being around you. Like, you're so handsome. I'm so lucky. Like, what does that take? That's nothing. It doesn't cost anything. It takes nothing to do that.
Why don't we do it?
I don't know. I don't know.
Good question.
I think we just, whoever discovered water, it wasn't a fish.
What?
Like, I think you're just in it. And
That's
you
a
just stop
weird-
seeing it.
How?
And that
Okay.
person's just there. And again, I don't know. And I also think culture is antagonistic to it. Because the example I give to people, because people love their dogs. and I
Whoever
love
discovered
dogs.
water, it wasn't a fish. I guess because you're in
like
it, yeah,
dogs
you
are a
don't see
great-
it.
Way to look at this rationally. Because I've got a 13-year-old dog. I got him when he was a puppy. Now he's 13. And like me, he's slowed down a lot. His back hurts. He's not quite the puppy. he used to
Mechanical
be.
parts, simple gun parts. Can I
I've
buy that from
never
somewhere?
once looked at that dog and gone, I gotta get a puppy. This
A sight for sore eyes.
old dog.
Thank
he doesn't
you.
look as cute as he used to, and like, oh my god.
Simple
have you
gun
seen how many
parts,
puppies
out of
are-
stock.
Like, I would
Damn it, we only
never.
get 5
Oh
at a
my
time?
God, man, I fall more in love with that dog every single day.
Okay.
You know? And yeah, sure, puppies are cute and they're great, and I'll pet them, but that's my dog, man. I wouldn't trade all the puppies in the world for that dog. Your partner, your romantic partner, like, what? When did it become acceptable, as it is
Confirm.
in culture, to just piss all over your partner?
Sell
Like,
that
every
one.
guy, it's like, "Ugh, I'm married to the most loathsome harpy ever to castrate a man. Like, this one,
Jesus.
the old ball and chain. And women, it's like the guy's like, oh, this idiot, like this just lovable idiot. You know, like, he doesn't know anything. He's so stupid. Men are so stupid. Like, when did that? What do you think's gonna come from that?
Yeah, how do you think your partner? How is that going to make your partner
Saying
feel?
we can
You know,
then
yeah,
each
just
other
other than
and
like
assert
resentment.
disrespect, as opposed to being like so into each other, which is what you were when you were strangers.
Mm-hmm.
You know, when you didn't know each other. You know, all the same women sitting around in a group of women.
Well, a lot of it boils down, quite frankly, to just an inability to channel and to express resentment in a healthy way. So we sit on it and we stew in our own anger. You know, that's what that is, as far as I'm concerned. A lot of it's just that. It's an inability to communicate your resentment in a way that's productive and healthy, so that your partner can actually understand, like, oh, this is the impact I'm having. This is how I'm making them feel. And then you can find shall we say, a more healthy way through it, if that makes any sense at all. That's my view on it. That's what I think. What the hell am I doing? Back workstation. Heavy ammo. Confirm. I'm only here for one thing, and that's apricots. After that, we're out. So, screw it. Yeah, ready up?
Talking about how much their husbands suck. When their female friend goes, oh my God, I'm seeing this guy I just started seeing. What did he? Oh my God, he sounds so great. All this is.
Yeah, you were saying that about your husband beforehand.
Guy
Yeah,
5 years ago.
exactly.
But somehow now.
Like, what happens is that we don't appreciate the fact that we get very used to our circumstances very quickly. And so when you first start in a relationship, your hormones and your dopamine levels are sky high, and it feels amazing and great. That becomes normal relatively quickly, but it's still the same person. It's just our body chemistry's changed. So a lot of the times it's about figuring out how do you adapt to that and how do you work through that. Otherwise, all that's going to happen is you're going to leave your current partner, you're going to start dating someone else, and then they're going to end up being like irritating you in the same way because you haven't learned how to manage it and how to communicate it.
You're really gonna buy the delusion that if it all works
Just
out with
turn
him
the
and they
audio
get
down on
married
this
and
one.
they do their little fairy tale thing and the cake and the dress and the whole thing, that in 5 years she's still gonna be like, he's so great. No, it's gonna be, he's again. Just
In
like the rest
here.
of you. So we need to start as a culture, you know, perhaps changing the way, because I think there is something about that where we're trying to like not make people self-conscious, so we just like take the piss out of our partner all the time in front of other people or around
but it's not
other
good.
people, and
I'm
I don't
guilty
find
of that.
charming.
Do you think
No.
that when we get to the lovable idiot, oh my God, happy wife, happy like all that stuff, which
I do
part of it-
tease
Happy
people
wife, who said
unnecessarily
that should just be
sometimes.
easy to do?
That is
Happy wife,
definitely a
happy
red flag
life.
thing
Like,
for me.
If I hear one more person give that advice to somebody, I have to tell you, that is just the most ridiculous. What does that even mean? Happy wife, happy life.
If she's happy, then I'm happy.
If she's not
Is
nagging.
that true?
I think
Yeah, but the only reason it's
you
more.
men
Yeah.
to believe
If she stops
that
nagging
their
you,
wife
your
is
life will be
always
better.
unhappy.
Yeah.
So if she's not shouting at me, and I can just sit here and watch the football,
I'm happy.
all
Yeah.
is
Boy,
well.
is that something to aspire to.
That is
You know?
literally all it means.
Man,
Yeah.
I can't wait, for someday for my kids to just sit there while the person in the other room is just mildly dissatisfied with them, and they can just sit and watch
Yeah, what is-
the football game. Really? That's what we're aspiring to?
What the guy's basically saying in that situation is that I just want my wife to be quiet and leave me alone, and then I'll be happy. Yeah.
That's what you hope for. Like, I gotta tell you, I just don't. I think our goals
Which
are
is-
really misaligned.
Oh, for Christ's
my
sake.
greatest accomplishment in life is my children. Really? That's your greatest accomplishment in life is your children. What? Let me ask you this: what will your children's greatest accomplishment in life be? Having children? Because guess what? This is the ideology of a cancer cell. Growth for the sake of growth, for the sake of growth, for the sake of growth. Reproduction for the sake of reproduction. I don't think that's the highest, noblest goal. I think
No.
there should be something in there about quality of life, about making the world or the experience of others better. Like, again, it's not for me to define, but I certainly, I don't.
Damn it. That wasn't there a few minutes ago.
But I can spot stupid a mile away. And I have to tell you, a good relationship, it's kind of hard to quantify. Man, I know what sucks. I know a bad relationship.
Right, where else do we have
when I see one,
apricots?
And we all know them. So
They're
what's
all in
more
here. Damn
uncomfortable?
you.
That relationship where, at least she's not yelling at me and she's only mildly dissatisfied and I can just be left alone for an hour and watch the football.
Huh.
Or having to have an uncomfortable conversation, again, while you're still like each other,
Yeah.
but there's a little slippage. There's a little something going in the other direction, and I don't want it to go too far. I mean, put it into the physical context. It is a whole lot easier to maintain a healthy weight than to gain 100 pounds and then try to figure out how to lose it.
True.
That's much, much harder.
True,
And
true,
it's
true.
worse for you. And the chances of you actually accomplishing it are way lower. Whereas maintaining a healthy weight, that's not an unrealistic thing to be able to do.
I had sat here with one psychologist, who I'm sure you'll know, a very famous individual, called Jordan Peterson. And he said to me, he was shouting when he said it. He said, listen, you're going to have to sit down for 90 minutes a week and you're going to have to listen to her. And she's going to tell you everything that's wrong. And he goes, if you don't listen to her for 90 minutes a week, you'll be listening to her in divorce court. And he was almost shouting when he says it. The analogy he's making, what he's saying is what you're saying.
Yeah.
Is you're going to have to...
Jordan,
Shit.
I find Jordan Peterson very entertaining. I've been a fan of his work a long time. And I loved, actually, your conversation with him. What I will say is I think that he's sort of hyperbolic in his presentation sometimes, which I...
Yeah, it does get a bit much.
But I think we totally agree on this. I think that what he's saying more than anything is that you can invest now.
Why the hell did they have to
in
put all the
candor
goddamn fruit here?
and in listening to this other person in a non-defensive manner. And so there's a chapter in my book called Hit Send Now, where I talk about exactly that, where I say
All the
you
places
need
to
be
put
able
the
have
goddamn
these
fruit.
conversations, but have it in a way that you're hearing it and you're saying it. You're agreeing. It's a contract. That we know we love each other.
This is when a
So we're
sniper
trying to
rifle
say
will come
we
in
love each
real
other.
handy.
Because I'm only saying it because this is important to me, this relationship, and I want it to be good for you and for me. So I'm gonna go out on a limb here. I'm gonna take this risk because you're worth it. You are worth it for me to take this risk. It's scary. I'm not excited about having to say it. But you know what? I care enough. And when you say things to me, I'm going to hear it. I'm going to hear it as you saying, I care so much about this relationship, I'm going to say this harder thing to say. And it might be little. It might be, you said the other night you were talking about my sister, and you made that little joke about her, and it felt like you were kind of making fun of my sister. And I thought you liked my sister. I mean, it's really important to me that you like my sister, because I really like my sister. So maybe I misunderstood you, and if I did, okay, great. Let me know that.
Hit send now.
Just hit send now. The reason I said hit send now is when you...
These things are so
write an
goddamn
email,
tough and
something
frustrating.
important, and you write it, and rewrite it, and you craft it, and you're about to hit send, and you're like, oh boy. And then you hit it, and you're like, well, it's there now. Can't unsend it now. It's done. I hit send now. That's where I got the term, hit send now. Because, but I said, make it a technique. Say to your partner, I want to do this. I want you to do it, and I want
Shit.
to do it. But I want to make it clear, like make the subject heading of the email hitting send.
Okay, so they know.
So they know this is not an attack. This is
All this
something
for
I wanna
fruit.
get off my chest. You don't have to respond right away. You don't have to respond right away. But I just want to put this out there because I want you to digest it.
And the key to
All of this
I
for a
really
goddamn
want you to do it
apricot.
quickly and do it honestly.
Yep.
Bandage,
And-
yes.
And to, again,
That's a
make
sign, that is.
Point of calling this out as a technique when you're in a good place. So when you're already in a good place, there's an abundance of goodwill between us. We're in a good spot. That's a good time. to
There they
say,
go.
This is good. This is important. So let's keep it good. And the way we're going to do that is if I say to you, you know, I'm making an example. We used to have sex 5 times a week. And now I feel like it's like, you know, it's a week maybe. And I think you're so attractive. I love it.
Come on,
Less
stay
attractive
still.
to you. And I know
Stay
you've
still.
been busy and things like that, but I don't want to see that slip. I want you to be the person that fills all my desires and all my fantasies. I don't want to look at porn. I don't want to think about other things. I want to really be focused on you. Is there something I'm doing that's causing you to be less interested in me? Is there something I could do that would spark things better?
Damn it,
Is
it's
there
in.
something going on that I need to know in terms of how you feel about me?
Yeah, but what if it's personal and what if it's offensive?
Let's say it.
Isn't it better to know? If it's personal and it's offensive, isn't it better to know? Like, because I tell you, I'll come up with 1,000 different reasons it might be, and only one of them might be accurate. And the other 999 might be complete garbage in my mind. Like, I might be convinced that it's because you're cheating. I might be convinced that I'm not attracted to you all of a sudden because, you know, my hair got grayer or I got a bad haircut or something stupid.
What if it's that?
Wouldn't you know? Wouldn't
Ah,
you
shit.
know? Wouldn't you and find some other, and listen, I'm not saying, by the way, everything isn't right? Like, there are things in relationships that you might just say, yeah, I don't know, that's changed. I used to be really into that, and now I'm not anymore, you know? Or,
Nice.
that used to mean a lot to me, and now it doesn't. And that
Okay,
gives
that
your
cost me a
partner
ton of
chance
ammo,
to say,
and I don't have an
"Look,
apricot."
It's still really important to me, so can we find some common ground?
How frequent is sex the issue in divorce? As in, I'm not talking about affairs, I'm saying sexlessness.
Yeah, that's a great question. So,
And also,
so-
is it increasing?
Yeah, so here's what I'll say. There's reverse engineering the demise of
Okay,
a
I think it's
marriage
dead.
is a very difficult thing for anybody to do because the two people in the relationship aren't even really fully aware of what's going on in themselves, much less each other. And then an outside observer asking them. So, like, you can do all the studies you want of people's self-reported satisfaction or lack of satisfaction in a relationship or what caused them to become dissatisfied. That is so loaded up with people's delusion and people's projection and all these other things that I don't think you can quantify. So everything I'm saying as a divorce lawyer who I think is empathetic and who I think for a living puts myself in other people's mind to try to understand what they're doing and why they did what they did.
Is it
and
two I needed
best
or
and
one?
worst possible excuses
I
for
got
it.
two. I need
And then
two.
to
Okay, I
tell
need one
that
more.
Story, right? Like, I'm a full contact storyteller. That's my job. So, and my job, if you're really honest, is to manipulate people's emotional state. My job is to make a judge feel good about my client, bad about the other side, make the other side feel scared, make my client feel safe. That's my job, is to manipulate everybody's emotional state through the power of storytelling.
Shits.
That's what being a divorce lawyer is.
Shits.
It sounds sexier when I say that, but that is what it is. So when we look at that as the job, where does sex fall
Booker.
into that equation? It's everything in the equation. Because again, it is the thing that separates this relationship from other kinds of relationships. Sex is a thing that is definitional to a romantic
God damn it.
relationship.
All I need is
Again,
apricots.
will
That's
it
literally
always
all I'm
be
here
the
for is to
same?
find a
Will it always
goddamn
stay
apricot.
at the same level of importance? No. But
Oh, nice.
Is it a great canary in the coal mine?
Right, put that there.
You know,
Put
like
that there.
something's off with the sex now. That
There.
That
Heal me.
tragedy's not far behind.
Shit.
Yeah, like because almost every couple, when I talk to my side of the equation, you know, when did this thing start? When did this?
I
shit
also
start to
could
sink?
complete this part of the
There
objective,
was
which is to throw
certainly
2 grenades at this
some
bad boy.
sex. Because again, sex is definitional in terms of what distinguishes a romantic relationship from a platonic relationship. We can do this however we want as a society. We don't have to get married. We do not have to get married.
Did I pass it? Did I pass it? Did I pass it? Wait. Oh, damn it, I can't to the map.
Decide, hey, we're just gonna reproduce, and we're gonna
There are
live a
too
life
many
of
goddamn things around here, man.
platonic relationships, and we'll just have sex for
Yeah,
purposes of
screw you,
mating
right.
at certain times, and then we'll figure out who gets to raise what kids, and that'll be that.
For anyone who is watching this, and I'm not checking the thing at the moment, like when you're doing this missions, go out. Oh, they're not killed by that thing. I lost my goddamn apricot. Ah, level 30 though. I made it up. Rewards. Oh, a new variant. Nice. Continue. Yeah, if you're just doing missions, or if you're looking for specific objects, go for the free gear, because all you need basically is like a cheap ass gun and just to get to A to B. There's no point going out with fancy stuff, because if you die, you lose it all. Unless you have blueprints and unless you have all your like workstations upgraded, so you can build everything you need at home. Otherwise, it's just a waste of money. It really is. But nice though, level 30, perfect. Network timeout, retry.
We don't do that. And it's not like, well, we don't do that because we've made a set of rules. Societies don't do that. They've never really done
How is the
that.
network timed out?
There's somehow this
odd.
permutation in the human and animal kingdom keeps coming up, where we have pair bonds and we reproduce with the person who's our partner, and then we sort of work together. And how much does the tribe, how much does the rest of the world get involved in that? How extended is the family? How extended is the tribe? That varies, right? From species to species, from culture to culture, from time to time.
Are you
This
serious?
fundamental idea of like reproduction between, the male and the female.
Right, one more
of the
retry and then we'll
species,
call it,
there
and
being
then I'll
some
just
then
go and get
continued interaction
ready for
and a
my
sharing
day.
of responsibilities towards the rearing of the young. It's pretty common, right? So what's the thing that makes A and B? It's the sex. Like there's sex. There's some romantic or sexual component to that relationship that then leads to reproduction of some kind. So I think when you take that out of the equation, or when there's a change in that, there's a disruption in the force, right? There's a disruption in the system. And then
Okay, quick game. Fuck.
you can trace it back.
Okay, well, I'll take this as a sign. I'm going to jump out. Sunday streams are always quiet.